Hello and welcome back. Let's talk a little bit about integration. When people were deinstitutionalized and brought into the community, they were able to blend into a common membership in society. They were able to live in their own homes. They had access to the same business and amenities as everyone else. This is what integration is all about. So I want to talk about some key principles of integration and what self-determination is. People with disabilities should have the same opportunities to live like people without disabilities. They should have the same opportunities to be able to apply for a job, go on a job interview, and if they qualify for the job, they should be hired. They should be able to get out in the community with their friends, with their families, and with their coworkers. People with disabilities should have control over their lives. They shouldn't have people telling them what to do. And that includes what kind of job or what kind of education or what kind of leisure activities they should be able to participate in. People with disabilities should have control over where they want to live and how they want to live. Can you remember when you were a teenager, almost ready to, be grown, and you just couldn't wait to get out of your parents' place because you wanted to do what you wanted to do? So based on that experience, we have an understanding of how it feels when people are always telling us what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. So just keep that in mind when you provide support. Now, if a person is in a living situation where they have to conform to a schedule, then chances are the living situation is going to limit that person to make their choices. And we always want to allow people to have choice. People feel like they have more control over their lives when they are offered choices, which brings me to the next principle, choice. And this is very important. People with disabilities should have the opportunity to make informed choice. Now, informed choice is decision-making based on accurate and complete information. Informed choice happens through an ongoing conversation with that person, and a person making an informed choice understands those options, the risk, and the benefits of any given decision. So, for an example, if you were purchasing a home, you have your mortgage broker giving you the risk and the benefits of the different loan programs. And then you have the real estate broker telling you the risk and the benefits about living in different locations and the different styles of homes that's available. And then after all that information is given to you, then you make the final decision about the loan program and the home. So be sure to use any and all available community resources and supports that are available to that person. Make sure that person understands all their options. What are the possible barriers that will hinder them from being successful? And what can the person do? And what can we do as a staff to help break through those barriers so that person can be successful? Now, when it comes to employment, people with disabilities should have the opportunities to be employed in a regular work environment and not be separated and treated differently because of their disabilities. They should have the opportunity to talk with and work with people with similar disabilities. I believe people with disabilities can be employed, and I know they can earn the same wages as people without disabilities. And if they're on the job and they need supported employment, like a job coach, they should have access to that kind of supported services. The choices that they have should not just be limited to like workshops or day treatment programs or clubhouses. When it comes to housing, I believe people with disabilities can live on their own with support. I met this one amazing, intelligent, degree-holding, articulate young man. I heard him speak in person, and I've seen him interview with agencies like Detroit Wayne Integrated Network. He lives alone in his home because he said he didn't want a roommate. He has staff support because he has cerebral palsy, and there are some things that require staff support. I could clearly see and hear in his conversation that he was able to make his own decisions. He advocated for himself. He had the communication devices and assistive technology that he needed. And as he spoke and he shared his desires and his interests and his preferences, his abilities started to overshadow his disabilities. And I started looking at him from a totally new set of lenses. And he was funny. He made me laugh a lot because he talked about his experiences with the staff that he worked with. He's got a lot of support. He's got a lot of friends. He exercises his right as a citizen. He's a valued member in the community. He serves on different organizations, and he works for community living services. So this person uses the self-determination, which is a model of service that allows a person receiving mental health or disabilities to use a fixed amount of approved Medicaid dollars. Now, with these approved funds, he directs his own support and his services. He's the boss. So he can hire, he can train, he can manage, and he can fire his own staff. This guy is the true definition of self-determination. And that's what it's all about. Can you imagine how many missed opportunities there are or were because people continue to look at a person's disability instead of their abilities? It's just it's just sad. All right. Now it's time for you to take a break. Okay. So I want you to go and take your break, come back, do your classroom assignment, and I'll be looking, watching, grading your assignments. If you have any questions, you can call me, you can text me, or you can catch me in the Google Classroom. All right. So go ahead and get started, and I will see you soon.